What's up, guys? Welcome back to Skin in the Game. You better cut that off.
I ain't.
No, you better.
No, we're recording.
No, you
We're
better cut that
recording,
off.
bro.
You better cut that
No,
off.
we're recording.
Nah, you
Nah,
can't
we're
do that.
recording. No, we're recording.
So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Skin in the Game podcast. We have our friend and entrepreneur, Liz. I know Liz since middle school. And Toro, how long have you known?
First of all, we gotta drop the horn on her. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all can't hear it, but I can. But yeah, I've known her since ninth grade, man. So it's been a minute. It's been over 20 years.
That's
maybe?
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. 20 years.
20 years. 18 years. Yeah, I just did the math.
What about you,
years.
Yenny?
I met Liz when she came to my house for a party.
New Year's.
Yeah. Was it? Oh yeah, it
Yeah, it
was.
was New Year's.
And
Oh, I was the one that. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, oh, I really like her. And then I wanted to see her again, and then we actually ended up reconnecting for the March mandate for March, and this is where I met these guys. So she's like the bridge, the glue.
Yeah, pretty much that brought us skin in the game together for real.
So if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, you're special.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That
Special
you
gal
can fix the
here.
mic to your mouth. I
Yeah,
forgot
so-
to tell you that. My
okay.
fault.
Yeah.
So that way
yeah.
we wanna.
Like
brand new
uncomfortably close. Uncomfortably close.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and what kind of business do you have?
So I'm a native to Virginia. My husband and I have a construction and a remodeling business and design. We have over a decade of experience, but we basically branched off from our family's company. So we have
Okay.
like a sister company.
Oh, legit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's been
Kind of like
awesome.
my story, yo.
Mhm.
With
Yes,
my dad.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's, I mean, it usually, I think that's very common in the Hispanic community, right? If
Yeah.
whatever the parents are doing, usually the kids
That's
end
true.
up doing the same thing, or you leave a legacy behind, and that's really the purpose of our company is to leave something for our children.
Yeah.
Obviously we're very open-minded, and if they want to do something, pursue a different career path, and we're completely supportive, but we just want to be able to offer them
Yeah.
something that they can
That's
do on their
awesome.
own. Try to teach them, instill those entrepreneurship
Values.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And you
that's
were
my story.
also in the insurance industry, right?
Yes, I'm also a life insurance agent as
Oh, you
well.
still there? You still
Mhm.
doing that?
Yeah, I still do it. I do it so I don't do it on a basis to sell. It's really towards. Okay, that's okay. So I don't really do it towards to sell products. Like, it's not my main source of income.
Mhm.
I just like to be available to anyone who has trust in me.
Mm.
So if sometimes people feel a little iffy. They see, I don't want to say, but sometimes insurance agents get like a bad rep, like towards movies where they're like pushy and trying to sell products and trying to get you to take this.
Sales in
And it's
general.
really not, yeah, exactly. So I keep it open where I say, like, hey, if someone wants to talk to me, that they've in regards to a product that they spoke with somebody else, like, hey, what do you think about this?
Mhm.
In all honesty, I think life insurance is very important, whether you get it with me or with anyone else, but someone
Or with
that
me.
is or with
me. Or with me.
Or me.
all three, yes. I think it's something that is it's not taught enough. But I just leave it open for whoever feels more trust in me. They know that it's not I'm not trying to make a commission off of it.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying
Just
to
bringing
make
value to them.
Yeah, I want to bring up awareness and show
Yeah.
them, it's really important to have. And there's so much things you can do with life insurance. It isn't
Mhm.
just to leave
When you
something
die,
behind.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cool.
I just have that. I still want to.
Have you ever had anybody say, "Hey, I actually have another agent, and I want you guys to talk about it"? You ever had anybody like you got to go toe to toe with another agent?
No, I haven't. That's happened to me when I was in the personal lines, as far as like auto insurance,
Okay.
home insurance,
Okay.
they'll I had to have um a few uncomfortable conversations, which was pretty funny, and then they end up being friends with me the with loan officers
Oh, okay.
or with realtors, because sometimes in that industry a lot of people, everything is about relationships. So let's say this realtor had a relationship with this loan officer, and this loan officer had an agreement with this insurance agency where every time they refer them clients, they would get an incentive, they
Of
would get
course.
so
Yeah.
then they have our client who already has, let's say, auto insurance with
Mhm.
us. They'll say, oh, but my loan officer says I should really get this other policy with this other company, and
Mm.
oh, they really tell me, so
Yeah, yeah.
I had to like explain, and that's fine,
Yeah.
things like that happen. But ultimately, what I always did is I always looked in the best interest of the client.
Mm.
That's just my personality, and I also do that with my company as well. So with our company as well. So if we're doing subcontracting for another contractor that isn't too familiar, and they'll ask us for opinions, like we had this last contractor asked us, oh, should we do the painting now or should we do it after we do the flooring? So
Cool.
we give our inputs, and it's not so much towards like we could say certain things, people would say like, oh no, do this instead, so then you can gain something out of it financially. But we believe, we're like firm believers of give good, you get good.
I love
So
it.
yeah,
I love
so
it.
that's
I love it.
how
Thank
we
you.
are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's Lizzie.
Yes, I'm Lizzie. What's funny is that you were mentioning that like that I connected you guys, and I feel like I do that with everyone. A lot of friends, I've always connected a lot of friends, and I always saw like, oh, you would be great friends with so and so. Oh, you should meet so and so.
Like
We
a
just all
friend
hang
matchmaker.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
So I really,
talent.
that's one of my that's something I
Gifts.
really enjoy, is just networking. Getting people together, and
Yeah,
good.
that's
We're
networking is pretty
grateful.
much how business just explodes, how it
everything,
grows and
relationship,
everything. Yeah,
everything.
relationships. You got to
Mhm.
build relationships.
We're all
And-
connected, energy wise.
yeah,
We're all
got to.
connected.
And like that's part of the topic we're gonna talk today is like the
Mhm.
environment you keep around.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Very important.
Very important. Yes.
Yep. But yeah, go ahead, Oscar. Let us know what we talking about today.
Okay, so the first topic we want to talk about is talk a little bit about anxiety. I don't know about you guys, but I had a little bit of anxiety, a lot of it actually before, and it's something that as entrepreneurs that can actually stop you, and you can get in your own head, and it can just like you know stop you from going forward and
Psych you
growing.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Psych you out, absolutely. So it was funny because I was actually just talking to him today, and I was talking to her about it, and I was like, look, I've been feeling a little like down, not down, but
Unmotivated.
not unmotivated, but I just been feeling in a funk, like I feel like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean. And then
I
I
think
started
everybody's going through that a little bit right now, especially with everything going on with the. It's a lot of that going on. Supposedly studies show that literally a huge percentage of people are with depression or anxiety.
yeah.
Because of the
Everyone.
financial crisis and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot of factors. It
yeah.
really is
Yeah.
a lot of factors. I mean, even kids,
Oh yeah, of course.
even kids are going through it.
Of
right now.
course. So for me, I was just like feeling a little bit like, man, what am I doing? Like I'm not growing as I want to. Like, just kind of beating myself up a little bit. And then I had to check myself, and I was like, whoa, hold up.
Mhm.
No, 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 no. Stop right there. What are you doing? And then I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay. Can I get better at those things? Absolutely. Okay, what can I get better on? I can get better on what I eat. Taking my vitamins consistently, because sometimes I do forget in the morning or nighttime. You know what I mean? And I just started checking myself and started focusing on like how I feel. Focus on, okay, what can I do? What am I doing? First of all, second of all, am I growing with that? And third, what can I do to focus on that more than focus on what can I do versus focusing on how do I feel?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Because those feelings are temporary.
absolutely.
Yes. and feelings affect everything. Um, so how I see it is, I don't see anxiety. I don't see it as such a bad thing. Most people get anxiety because they're not really knowing, because you don't see, it's a unforeseen future. You don't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what the uncertainty is, what makes people anxiety, get anxiety. Um, but honestly, it's everyone fails. Everything is a trial and error. I think that failure is just
Yep.
a part of growth.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
how else are you going to know whether you're improving if you don't fail? Um,
Right, right.
but it also is having a support system, which more people are learning about, and they're being open to a lot. Back, a few years ago, I feel like it was more like, nobody wanted to show like weakness. Nobody wanted to show, anxiety is a form of, people see it as weakness. They didn't want to ask for help. And there's power in numbers. So if I start feeling sluggish, or if I want to go, like, for like you guys were talking about the gym in that other episode, and how you guys wanted to work
Mhm.
out and stuff, it's power in numbers. So like having a support system, I start
Mhm.
feeling sluggish, or feeling like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to go
Yeah,
today,
you feel
then
motivated.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about last week too. Is
Mhm.
like we're gonna start like a support system group, like a chat, like a Telegram, like our own Skin in the Game Telegram channel,
That would
and
be a
it's
great
gonna
idea.
have nothing to do like with the podcast. Really, is more of like everybody connecting and
Community.
yeah, a
Yeah.
community. You know what I'm saying? Like no podcast clips or nothing like that. It's just people like yo, because
Empowering.
the group me with with the group me that joint, yo, is inspiring for real.
Yeah.
Hearing from other people that were like down bad, and then next thing you know, they're on a come up, and then there was a young kid. Shout out Simi. He follows the podcast. He likes all the videos and stuff. Simi dog, we met Simi
Like
when
6 months
he
ago.
was a kid. He was a
Yeah.
kid, and then now that I see him, like through social media and stuff, I'm like, yo, that's a grown ass man right there.
Yeah.
He on his getting money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was, you know what I mean. So that's it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. So one thing that I read, I forgot where it was. They say that anxiety is because we're worried, like you said, about the uncertain. We're overthinking about the future. Depression is where you're dwelling on the past, and that's why we got to focus on the present. What can I do today?
Yeah.
What am I doing right now? Well, how can I get better?
Right. How do you find your center when you're in that chaos? Is I like to disconnect and be like, okay, maybe I'll go to the sauna for a couple hours. And then when I come back, I'm like, okay, I can do like 5 hours of work. No problem.
Yeah,
You know
nah,
what I
I get
mean?
it. That I get that. But back to what Liz said about anxiety being a good thing. That's kind of true too. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can give an example of me. It's like just a couple months ago, a few months ago, like I started off the year like really good. We're like, okay, boom, boom, business going well, da da da. As the months go by, I kind of see that bank account. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what am I
Testing
doing
you.
wrong? I'm not
Yeah.
doing nothing wrong. I'm following, the guideline that I go
Yeah.
by, and I'm not doing nothing wrong. But like you said, it's the economy, things, inflation, everything's going up. You're spending more money, and then like I let that I had
Sorry.
anxiety because I see my bank account going down, 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 down. You know what I'm saying? And then that anxiety kind of like, yo, wake the fuck up.
I also look at
Wake
it
up.
as a time to see how you can grow. What is the roadblock that is taking over me that I can't overcome it? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we're like, oh my God, I can't. I have so much work. But then when you really break it down, you're like, I'm just unorganized. That's what it comes down to. I
Yeah.
don't have organization. How can I expect for things to flow when I don't have a good plan, a good structure in place? So then there we go with anxiety. We create it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you said I mean, I don't think anxiety is a great thing. I'm just saying that I don't want people to think that it's good that we all are in the state of anxiety.
serves its
Right.
That
purpose,
for
right?
a long period of time, we need to also learn how to get out of that mentality. Um, because your feelings, what you're feeling, what you're giving out, is what you're gonna end up receiving. Your worries are gonna end up being the same problems. Like I'm a
Mhm.
firm believer. I'm sure you guys know. Um, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right now.
We have brain farts here all the time.
All the
Don't worry.
time. Yeah,
Trust me.
sorry.
But I feel like it's not. I think you guys are maybe.
The law of attraction. Sorry. There you go.
I think maybe you guys are kind of getting together between anxiety and urgency because there's two different things.
Yes.
Because you can feel the urgency to like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. That's urgency, but anxiety is like
Feeling
more like
desperate, right?
Anxiety is thinking you gotta do it, but not doing anything.
exactly. So I think we're confusing a little bit. Maybe would you say that's what you meant, like having more urgency?
No, no, no. So, what I mean is, no, I know what you're saying. So when I say that anxiety is that it can be seen as a good thing, like anything can be bad. Anything, any type of failure needs to also be seen as something good because it's part of the effort process. It's part of the growing process.
Mhm.
So, if you start feeling some type of anxiety, if you start feeling like, oh, um, I'm not getting enough work, I'm not getting enough quotes or estimates,
Mhm.
then that's a way like, okay, well, it's time to look for a new process, something else, another method. What can you do? Should I do this type of marketing? Should I go do
Right.
more networking? So
Time
you
to-
use it to power you through
it's-
other things. So you change, and once you see it as a good thing, you change your it's no longer anxiety. You're helping yourself get power through the bump, the
And your example was a quicker version of that, like a
barriers.
oh, let me just see what I gotta do, call these people and do this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hers is more macro, yours is more micro. That example.
Mm. Got it. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Micro,
Salute.
microchip, macaroni and cheese.
Gigabytes.
Somebody call 911.
Oh my god.
That is a clip.
Did you guys hear? Did you guys get a chance to check out that
I
that
did.
episode?
I did.
Wasn't
Yes.
that great? It was
Yes.
very interesting.
I actually just seen the first like 30 minutes because I remembered when I was driving down here, I'm like, oh, let me cut it on. And then, yeah, like, it doesn't that go hand in hand with anxiety though? Because
Yeah.
like thoughts come into your head. And
you
they
have to
said-
quickly.
Yeah, it just comes back. Like your mind is
Switch.
constantly boom, boom, thought,
So-
thought.
A topic on that I love by Dr. Carolina Leaf, which is the second interview on that episode, is that you have your brain and you have these little trees. And there's little trees are the way you usually are when you deal with a certain situation. So let's say anxiety. You have many different trees of anxiety, I'm sure. So we are capable of destroying that tree and creating a new tree, creating a new pathway, a new way of thinking by just thinking it, taking the action to be different. If I usually get really mad when somebody doesn't answer my call, maybe I should reevaluate myself and be like, let's try a different behavior for this and see how I feel. And that process right there is really uncomfortable. It's like, oh, like that's how I feel inside. And like I really don't want to do it. Like I really just want to be the other way, which is the way that is already paved out in my brain. So imagine like a construction crew coming and paving a road. That's not an easy task, right? It takes a lot of people to do that. Dig the dirt up, do the thing, pour the asphalt, flatten it out. That's what you're doing in there in your brain. So understand that it's not easy to do it, but you're definitely capable of doing it.
Bars. But yeah, so like having all that together, you know what I'm saying? And how do you deal with it? I think having the right environment is probably the best way to deal with any type of anxiety. Because if you're having anxiety and whoever you're with, like friends or whatever, and they make that worse.
Mm.
And but you still there because that's your friend.
Or what you think is normal.
Yeah, and it's normal, or you know what I'm saying? Like the environment you keep is very important. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
is
I agree 1,000%.
yeah.
1,000%.
Cause
Yeah.
like ever since like all right, like go back to the environment with the insurance company. That environment when you go in there, it's like, yo, it's hype. Yo, everything is
Positive.
positive. Yo, somebody's about to like look like they about to wreck, but they're just hashing out a problem. You know what I'm saying? They're just hashing out a problem.
Calling each other
Crucial
out.
conversations. We just had a crucial conversation. We disagreed on something like a couple days ago.
Mhm.
And I'm just like not rolling my eyes or nothing, but I'm firmly saying no.
Yeah.
She's firmly saying yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's like doesn't know what
Politically
way to
correct.
go.
He's politically correct.
You know what
in
I'm
this
saying?
stance.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
being politically correct, and having that crucial conversation, and we found the solution. We
Mhm.
found common ground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why would you want to keep someone around where you can't find no common ground or where there's no solutions
When you're
being
going against the current.
yeah, like you don't go against the grain. You know what I'm saying?
Or just shutting up and knowing that maybe that's not like what the person is saying is not right, and just saying okay
That's so dangerous too.
It's good to listen.
Because you're breeding a lot of resentment in the other person.
instead of what we did. I was like, look, this is what I think we should do. You know, what do you guys think? Because I what I want to do is
Find a
I want to
solution.
make you guys think too. I don't want to just say, hey, by the way, this is what I learned in leadership with what I do. It's like you can't tell people what to do, what to think, how to act. You can only process things with them, have them view it from a different lens, from a different perspective. And from there, guess what? Someone else is going to say something. And then someone else is going to be like, no, no, no. Okay, what do you guys think about this, that? Instead of just, okay, man, just being, beta and just shutting up and say, okay.
You got to work at giving them a jump start
Yeah.
to see your.
But I was the type of person
perspective.
that'll be like, nah, you're wrong. This is how it's done. Versus,
Quickly to
what do you
shut
guys
down.
think about maybe this, and that? And then she has her way. And then he's like, okay, what about blah, 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 blah? And I was like, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, environment is extremely important, and who you surround yourself with, it's very contagious. So if
Mhm.
someone, and unless someone has a really strong mindset,
But
because I
even
can be
so-
around somebody that's not feeling so motivated, and I'll say things to help them get that motivation back up, and I guess that's why a lot of people feel comfortable talking to me
Yeah.
about
But it
certain
does
things.
suck you dry a bit.
Yes, it does. So you need to learn how to do it in moderation. One, and then two is honestly, I really enjoy meditating too.
Oh, that's huge.
It does wonders. I mean, I don't do it as often as I should, with so much going on, and I have 3 little ones.
Yeah.
So mom
Busy,
life is
busy.
also busy. But there's a lot of things you can do, even like as small as going to the gym. Like you have to relieve stress. You have to find ways that everyone has different coping mechanisms. They have different ways to alleviate that. And sometimes when you're in that state of mind where you're feeling, you know, hopeless instead of hopeful, you need that little push from your environment, you know, suggestions. So if you aren't around people that are, I personally believe it's better to be in an environment majority of the time, not saying like ditch your friends that are not as successful as you, but also to surround yourself with people that have already passed certain,
Milestone.
exactly. um because you got to learn from other people, and if you're constantly the one at
Mentorship.
the top and you're helping others, it's great to give, but you also got to give to yourself. You also need to you also need to learn so then you can get better and also help out everyone else too. So your environment absolutely matters. I think networking is a great way of seeing the different type of people that there are, how people work and how they do their businesses and how they were able to achieve and where they started and how long it took them to get to where they are. And you learn from those people and then you just stick with those, with the people that you see have like a common route that you would be comfortable following. So
Yeah.
that's my
for
take
sure.
on it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you guys can we share 3 things that you guys do to cope with anxiety or feeling pressure? That's what I meant to say, not urgency. Pressure and anxiety are 2 different things.
That's true.
Pressure is
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
Yes.
pressure is good.
Mhm.
Being held
Mhm.
accountable by somebody, pressure is good. I don't think anxiety is good. That's not healthy because you can get caught up in that.
Pressure,
If
you
can't
have
pull yourself out.
control.
Yes.
Anxiety, you don't feel like you're in control.
So again, like for me, I'm not saying that anxiety is good to hold on to it, but if you experience it, it's
It
like
can be a wake-up call.
It's yes,
You
exactly.
can use it as a wake up call. Not
Exactly.
necessarily. It's up to you how to use
It's
it.
like, hey,
Mhm.
something is not working. It's time to try a different way,
Mhm.
and then that's where your environment part comes in.
Yeah.
Where you ask, like, hey, I'm not doing this. Is happening to me. This
Why do I
isn't
feel
happening.
so
Yeah,
sad?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
kind of like
Every time I want to do something, my family says no, this, that. A lot of people go through that.
or you have some friends too that like you're trying to talk to them about your anxiety. I'm doing this personally. I did this personally. I'm going through things and I'm telling a friend like yo I'm going through this like blah blah blah. Yo man, you know what man? Forget about that shit, man. Let's go to DC. Let's go to Bravo Bravo tonight.
Oh gosh.
Let's go unwind, man. Forget about all your problems. And then boom, I go to
Let's go to
Bravo.
a strip club.
I go DC, get drunk. The next day I feel twice as
Worse.
horrible.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
Yep.
Instead, like you said, what
Process
3
it.
things of what I'm trying to do with my
How to
like,
deal
health,
with
how
your
to deal with it?
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I used to deal with it by getting high. I used to get very medicated every day after work. You
I
know?
think you should start with a walk.
Well, the other couple days ago, I'll share this. I don't care. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro.
He said, "I'll share this. I don't care."
Yeah, I don't care. Like the other day, like shit just wasn't going good, and then I'm just like I'm sitting there because everything is my responsibility. Everything, you know. People that work with me, they just responsible to do the work. If shit doesn't pan out or whatever, that's
You're the
not on
decision
them.
maker.
It's not them. It's on me. Anything
That's a
they,
lot of pressure.
yeah.
It is a lot of pressure when you have your employees
And
and,
then-
you're like, you got to make sure you have work on the books because you're not
Yeah.
only feeding your family, you're feeding other
Exactly.
families too.
And then
Yeah.
with my situation, I gave a customer a promise that we were supposed to fulfill. It just didn't pan out. There was rain. It was a lot of factors that factor into my promise that I couldn't keep.
It happens.
That we're out of your
And
control.
then I'm feeling pressure and
Guilt.
and guilt, anxiety, like, oh my God, what
Overwhelmness.
are they gonna think? Like that's just everything running to my head. Before I used to be like, F all that. I'm home, silent on my phone, roll up my blunt, lock myself in my bathroom, hit the exhaust fan, spark up.
But you
and
can
I'm
still do all of that
relaxed.
and just not the like last part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so check this out. I don't know if I was in the group chat that I said this or you personally, I forgot. But this time I was about to cry. I was literally
Stressed.
about to cry in two days ago because I go in the
Yeah.
bathroom thinking I'm about to roll up a blunt and smoke, and
There's none.
there is none.
Yeah, your body
I
is
go
in
to
shock.
the fridge. I'm like, yo, there got to be a beer in here. No beer. I'm still quitting drinking. I haven't quit drinking yet. First is
Okay.
weed. You know what I'm saying? But like I told them, I locked myself in the shower, steam shower. I was in there for a while. And then I was just doing breathing exercises. Like, it's gonna be okay, man. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever they
have-
have to say, whatever they think, then it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You have to parent yourself. You're literally
Yeah.
that's what you're doing to yourself.
And then-
Soothing.
And also the environment you keep. Like, I didn't come home in a good
Yeah.
mood.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Maria looked at me crazy, like, boy, you better change your attitude. You know what I'm saying? I did I kind of like that. I remember that day. I haven't been mean to my kids in a long time. And I kind of was a little mean to Bella. And then I seen the look in her eye and I was like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Pick it
Yeah.
up, yeah.
I said, what was it? Today, this morning, I kind of, went off script, you know what I'm saying, with Maria. And as soon as I caught myself, I apologize. I'm like, my bad. I called, I apologize. I'm like, my fault. I'm just like stressed right now. My fault.
But that's good
My
that
fault.
you recognized
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
that
very
quickly and
big,
was
very
was
big.
able to
Here's the
I had to,
resolve
but
that
I
problem.
I haven't been practicing recognizing that because
Mhm.
before I would numb myself and everything's all good.
Most
Mhm.
people do
You know
that
what I mean?
because it's
For
like
sure.
the easier route to not have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So they try to go away, but like don't be so hard on
be
yourself.
proud of
Everybody's like,
yourself.
oh.
No, but
No.
for real, you should be proud of yourself. In your
Yeah.
personal
Yeah.
time, tell
Yeah, I mean,
yourself
I've
that.
dealt with this before because I quit. Like I said, I quit all drugs and alcohol earlier this year for 4 or 5 months. And then I went through the same thing. So it's kind of like I'm new to this, so I know this is normal. You know what I mean?
So what that gives you, man, that gives you power. Those
Yeah.
are those days that are hard like that. Those are the growth days. Those are the days that really matter because you as a man, like as a self ident, like your entity as a man, you're not relying on a freaking plant. You're not relying on a chemical to make you feel better, and you're facing your issues, and you're like, oh my god, like this is hard, but you're like, I don't need this shit, man.
Yeah, there's other
That's
ways.
that's
There's
that's
definitely
that's
other
that's
ways.
real men stuff right there. Because anybody can just say, let me smoke this blunt, let me take a bump and feel better. Let me chug this beer, let me take a couple shots. Anybody can do that. But as
Yeah.
a real, like, you taking control over your own life, over your own entity as a man and saying, I don't have it. Maybe you didn't choose to have it that day or whatever the case might be, but you dealt with it, and that gives you power, that gives you balls.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we want to be able to be in our own control of our emotions and how we handle, certain situations. But it's different for everyone. Everyone's process is different. So if you need to self medicate and less and less and less and less and less,
Of course.
like there's ways. I mean, we can get into that subject of all those things afterwards, but I mean, we also have to try to keep in mind that everyone is human. Everyone goes through things.
Of course.
So, like those factors, you being worried that, oh man, I can't keep my promise. I said I was going to do it by Saturday, but then all of a sudden it wasn't, it wasn't supposed to rain, but then it started raining. Most clients understand. Most clients understand, most people. And if they don't understand, or if they feel, like, no, I really wanted to get, certain factors, it's easy to talk it out. So like when I was, I learned a lot of my, people skills, I guess you could say, was in insurance. So a lot of the clients that were given to me were what, people would consider like difficult, people that would just get easily mad and things like that. So they would just raise their voice and try to get things done. So I would just, all I would think is like, oh man, like I wonder what happened. He must be having a bad day. Like, I
Mhm.
never
You're
took
more
anything
empathetic.
I never took anything too hard. You
Personal.
never know what, anybody's
You're
going
absolutely
through.
right. Of course.
Maybe someone had to take their child to the hospital and they weren't giving their child the attention, and then they get mad, and then the rest of the day they get mad. Just like when you went home and, Bella tried to play with you or something, you're like, not now. And she's like, oh, why? What did I do? Like, and then you catch yourself. So we're all human. I mean, that's how I kind of see everything. Mistakes happen.
Of course.
You can fix mistakes. There's a solution to everything. Not to overwhelm yourself, overthink things. I think that's what anxiety does. If a problem like, oh, so what if it rains? It's not so much about worrying about how do I say, like, who started the fire? It's what you need to do in order to contain the fire.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
think about, instead of focusing, I want you guys to read this book. I'm gonna tell you guys. It's called The Atomic Habits, I believe. I'm gonna tell you. I just started it. But it gives you a way to break things down. And I feel like that helps a lot with anxieties, because especially when you're an entrepreneur, you have it's so much on your plate, especially when you get to the point where you have employees, you have to take care of other people, you have to organize. It's a lot of things, and if you're not organized, then it can get very overwhelming, and you get anxiety. And then if you don't know how to control that, then everything just kind of trickles down, and
Yeah.
you lose track of everything else. But sorry, am I
No, you're good. You're good. That's
am I
awesome.
talking?
So, real quick,
Yeah.
3 things as of right now. You don't know 3 things that you can.
Nah, just one.
Just one. What is it?
Uh, the steam shower. Like,
Okay.
I think now, like when I come back from work,
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm gonna just do is just. I used to do it.
Mhm.
Sauna in the morning. I can't afford a sauna, so I just hit the hot water. I know how to put the hot water heater up. You know what I'm saying? So I just put the hot water and I just sit there on the toilet and then just meditate. I learned that from Joe Rogan. He was like, "Yo," he had a dude that's an expert in, like, I forgot what, sleep and all this other stuff. He was
Mhm.
like 10-minute saunas in the morning, 10-minute saunas at night, and if you can, cold showers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So I
awesome.
think that's, Maria, shout out Maria. She sent me another video. She sent me another video about what the benefits of cold showers and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
What
it's
Yeah.
very
benefits does it
beneficial.
have?
So
It's a
many.
lot.
I
So
tried
many.
when
The
I
main-
started doing 75 hard at the beginning. That was well, I didn't read it very well. I kind of just jumped the gun. I didn't know that it was like
That's what
there
you
was
should do.
phases.
Yeah.
No, I meant like supposedly you don't have to do the first 75 days the cold showers. It's
No, you
like
don't.
second phase,
Yeah.
right?
Second phase.
Something like that. So,
Yeah.
but I thought, oh, cold showers. Oh my god, that was the hardest
Yeah.
part. But what benefits does it have? Like,
Well, what I heard, through podcasts and all
Mhm.
that, and the clips that like losing weight is one.
oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Inflammation.
Also, what?
Oh, it lowers
Inflammation.
inflammation.
Yeah, inflammation,
Mhm.
Depression.
depression. Yeah,
Oh.
makes you feel better for some reason. It's scientifically proven that makes
Yep.
you feel
Well,
better.
think about
Blood
it. All
pressure.
your cells are getting woken up. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, and they said that you're supposed to do that every morning.
Oh, if you know what you should do.
goodness.
This is what I do.
Mhm.
Because right now, especially, it's so hard to just go in the cold. So you just take your regular hot shower,
Mhm.
and then you just lower it at the end, and it's easier because your body's warm and it's shocked, so it's not
Mhm.
as bad.
Okay.
Versus you being outside shivering and cold.
Jumping in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And do it for like 30 seconds. Do whatever,
Okay.
30 seconds,
I'm
and
gonna
then
try
build
that.
yourself up.
And
In
if
the
you're
winter.
at the gym and you're at the sauna, do sauna, cold shower,
Oh yeah,
sauna, cold
that's
shower.
crucial.
Oh my gosh. That's
I'm-
good for immune system and you'll feel good.
Mm,
Your skin is gonna look amazing.
yeah.
I
And
remember
more other benefits I can't think of right now. But
So, what about you though? What are, like?
all
Just
right.
name one thing. I
One
think 3 things
thing-
is a little too much.
Okay, working
I mean,
out for me definitely has been like, woo, dopamine. Here we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
cool.
I don't know why I've been taking so long. I know why, self sabotage. But yeah, so that's the bridge to more. You feel good, especially in the morning. If you work out in the morning, I feel like that's my sweet time to work out. The morning, because then the rest of the day I'm like fired up.
Yeah. What about you, Liz?
Dopamines. Speaking of dopamines, I was didn't it say in that show that I sent you guys that the overachievers tie in, they train their minds
Yes,
basically
yeah, that
to
was on the first 20.
release these
Yeah.
dopamines, not towards like the end, where you
Mhm.
reach your goal,
Towards
but
the
Results,
effort
not on
that-
results.
yes.
And your effort
And then he
process.
said something about,
the
you know
work.
what triggers dopamine quick? Cocaine.
It damages your
How-
receptors.
That's
yeah.
one thing that
But
I
now
was
I
like,
understand why it was so addictive why it is so addictive for so many people
Mhm.
because
So what-
of the dopamines.
What are
Mm.
something that you do for anxiety?
Well, the main thing I do when I feel anxiety is because I feel overwhelmed. So what helps me is getting a notebook and writing everything down.
Oh yeah.
Journaling.
Yeah. No, well, writing it like making a list
Yeah.
first.
Making
Making
it
a
on
list. My
paper.
to-do list. Yes, I need it on paper. I
That's
need
true.
every day. Like I make a list. I put everything I want to do. Not every day, every night. So when I'm ready to put the kids to bed, everything.
Let's go.
That's really good, Liz.
Yeah,
That's
no,
awesome.
Every
you wanna-
night?
You're
you
planning
wanna
your
try
night.
for the
for the-
day and next day, and then
Sick.
highlight
Mhm.
the ones that are important that need to be done. Prioritize it afterwards. That helps out a lot. And I'm not gonna say. I'm sorry, I even said every day. Not every day. I wish I would. Like every other day.
Yeah.
But the majority of
Most
the
of the
time,
time.
yes, because in all honesty, I have a million things to do, and there's only so much time in a day. Most of the things on my list I have to get it done within at least a 2-day period.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. I have so
that
many
really
to-do
helps out a
lists.
lot. What about you?
I already said it. Work it out.
Oh
No.
yeah.
It's him.
So me, it was last week. It was one day that I was just like, I felt my heart going crazy,
Okay.
and then I was just like, I'm overwhelmed. Like I sound so weak saying that, for real, because that's how I view it as.
Human,
You're-
Oscar.
No,
Exactly.
I'm a machine. It's like no. So I felt overwhelmed, and I was like, I don't like this feeling, anxiety. My hands are, and I was like, you know what? Fuck everything. I went on a walk for 45 minutes. I didn't touch my phone. I didn't put my headphones on. I just had it just in case. I was breathing, walking in. I went all the way to 45-minute walk total.
Mhm.
I came back and I was like, whoa. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna do this next. I'm gonna do this
It's
next.
like you plugged yourself into the charger.
Yes. So walking outside, outdoors, not listening to anything, not touching my phone, breathing in, amazing. Working out,
Meditation.
working out every single day. I gotta do it at least 5 days. I have to go in the sauna because my sauna was being fixed. Remember I told you about it?
Mhm, mhm.
I have to go in the sauna. If I don't, I feel weird. Like now my body's used to it.
It's nice.
And last but
Made
not
it a
least,
habit.
taking vitamins and drinking water. So
Okay.
that's a lot. I have to do all those things. If I'm not consistent with it, I start to feel overwhelmed. I start to lose control of my feelings, and I feel anxious. No
That's
good.
good that you paid attention to those things that you need to keep you at baseline.
Hold on, you have a sauna in here?
At the gym.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yes.
about like when you said sauna, you looked down there, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I
No,
thought
no,
you
no.
had a sauna. down
No.
there, too.
Oh, I have a jacuzzi here though.
Nope.
Ooh.
Still nice.
Okay,
Don't want one of
okay.
There's only a 1%.
Everybody,
It's
for everybody that's gunning, for everybody that's gunning for the blind date with Oscar, you got a jacuzzi.
There's only a one
Yeah.
person.
You can make it work.
A one person
That's
jacuzzi?
probably that's
Yeah.
what they would like.
If you want to give Oscar a bird bath in the jacuzzi, it's like,
That's so
You guys are too
funny.
much.
but
hilarious.
yeah. But yeah, man. Today we went into that. I wish we could have you guys for like 2 hours, but we're steady trying to build our channel. So everybody, you gotta subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
share,
that junk.
share,
stop playing games.
share.
No.
Share. We're only
Let
gonna be
everybody
talking
know.
about positive stuff here. How you can make your business better. You know, we're just here to build a community. You know, that's pretty much our goal, right?
Build our
Mhm.
community and build up our community. Also, whoever wants to, because we're not gonna make people do stuff. You know what I mean? It's who wants it, who don't. I had a conversation with somebody. I'm like, yo, I invited you to this thing 3 times. You told me yes, and you told me you're available. I was like, if you're not showing up to this one time, that shows me that you don't value me as a friend and you don't value me as a professional. Because you told me you're available and you can make it. And
Or
you
they're
don't.
scared. Maybe they're scared to be on camera.
It's okay. No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about something else.
Oh, okay, okay,
No.
okay.
So you can't make people do it. It doesn't matter how I can see
No.
someone be so capable, have so much potential, but I can only walk them to the water,
All
show
you-
them the way.
You
I can't
can't
make
help
them
them
drink.
drink.
No.
No, maybe suggest self-esteem books or something because that's how they're gonna get the courage to believe in themselves.
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liz, hey, thank you for coming on. We
Thank you
really
so much for
appreciate your
coming.
Thank you
time.
so much.
You know what I'm
inviting me,
saying?
guys.
It was, we haven't seen Liz in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Can't wait to have your husband.
Busy, busy
And you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
Miguel, you better come
Yes.
down this joint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Hey, ask yourself, do you have skin in the game?